Hey guys, Coach Mike Ryan, Fastball USA. When you come in for your evaluation session or your remote evaluation session, we're going to be looking at breaking your movement patterns down into 3 categories. And the 3 categories is you're either going to be what we call a red flag. There's going to be areas where you have red flags, yellow flags, or green flags. And let me explain. A red flag is something that is super obvious that you could be doing better. As a matter of fact, I don't care who's sitting down with me and you're watching a screen, you can understand in comparison to an elite player like a major leaguer, you'll clearly see, you'll jump off the board what your red flag is. And that's designed to be obvious. A red flag also tells you it's not bad news, it's good news. It's a significant opportunity to improve. Meaning when you get a red flag, we're showing you here's an opportunity for you to improve your overall performance or your consistency of performance by improving and cleaning up this red flag. Now the second part, the yellow flag, I would describe that as being a secondary thing. And let me back up. The red flag is also your priority. So you may have 1, 2, or 3 red flags. Those are your priorities, your foundation, what you got to get better at first. A yellow flag is going to seem like I'm being way too technical. It's getting really in depth, and maybe it's not off by much is another way to look at it. But either way, it's a secondary, what we call disconnection, something we would focus on secondary. It needs to get a little bit better compared to a red flag. You need to get a lot better. A green flag is exactly what you think it is. Green is, this is what you're doing well. And I love to reinforce what guys are doing well, because here's what we found, and my college players have told me this over the years. They realize the older they get, nobody's coming to help. In other words, they need to be really good at self-coaching. And I'll give you an example. I might have a player that I do an evaluation on, and I explain to him, I say, that's a green flag, that's a great job, we need to keep reinforcing what you're doing, this is really good. Now 6 months later, he may be in front of another coach telling him he's doing it all wrong. Now why is this important that I took the time to tell him what he's doing well? Because I would at least want a bell to go off in that kid's head or the parent's head to go, hey, wait a second, this is vastly different than what Coach Ryan told us, showed to us, and proved to us. Now, I'm not saying for any player to go disrespect another coach, not what I'm saying at all, but I at least want the bell to go off in his head. That way he knows not all information is good information, right? People lose sight of what being coachable is. Coachable is really should be a sign of a working mind. You're willing to receive information, but you have to decipher that information. You have to apply that information. Just being a yes coach guy, yes sir, yes coach, doesn't quite do it for me. And I've had people do that over the years where they're just trying to please me. And I always tell guys, I'm like, no, this is your thing, right? So understanding what you're doing well is just as important as understanding what you need to improve on, because ultimately at the end of the day, when you go home, you got to work on this stuff. You're going to, at the end of the day, you're going to have to figure it out. We're going to give you the tools. We're going to give you the training. We're going to give you the instruction, but you're the guy driving the bus. So at the end of the day, when we do your evaluation sessions, this is not school. We're grading you in significant opportunity to get better. That's your red flag. Yellow flag is an opportunity to improve. It's just not as jumping off the screen at us. It may be a secondary thing. Green flag, here's what you're doing well. And oh, by the way, our training and our instruction has to keep reinforcing what you're doing well, because that is one of your strengths, and we do not want to take that away. Too many times I've seen in the baseball world over the course of the years I've been doing this, where a player is doing something well, he is doing something naturally well, and the coaching and the training and the instruction actually starts to take that away. They make him too mechanical, too robotic, and the things he was doing well, he gets away from the natural, and he starts doing things worse because they didn't clearly understand the difference of what he was doing well and were able to prove it, and what he needed to work on and improve it. So how do we prove it? We're going to show you not just one, but several big league players. And one thing we're going to focus on, or I should say 2 things, is one is you got to understand there are certain things that the greatest throwers in the world will do alike. It's critical that you understand this. And there's certain things that the greatest players in the world will definitely do differently. Now, what we're talking about is the difference is style is different. In principle, they're very similar, if not exactly the same. Now, how do you understand that? That's part of our job, is clearly getting you to understand These are the 4 areas you need to be focused on, and here are the areas in which your style can naturally kind of come out. And I'll give you an example of that. Some pitchers, when they go to throw, maybe have a lower arm slot naturally. So I'll see players being taken from, say, a lower arm slot, say a 3/4 arm slot, and being forced to be over the top, yet if you watch my shoulders, you see my arm going up, not my shoulders. So instead of changing their posture, they're just trying to change their arm slot, and it messes a player up. That's just a small example. Players throw from different postures is what I'm saying. So you get some guys who are right shoulders way over the left, they look very overhand. Some people are a little bit overhand. Some people are more 3/4. Some people are a little bit less. But the problem is, what people miss is the different postures, the different way to load up in their back leg. That's an example of style differences.